Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer. Welcome back to PCM22. It's career mode, and this is episode 28. We are still at the Tour de Suisse. I didn't think we would have a third episode for this one, but the action's been too good. And honestly, with everything we have, this is our Grand Tour this year. This is our biggest race on the calendar, and we're testing our mettle against much, much better teams and what we're capable of. So far, we've been capable of a top 10 performance, and actually just outside, as Gonzalez is about to kick off with a poor race day condition. Come on. Expected +3, and he's got himself at minimum a -1, if not worse. Oh, terrible draw on the day. This is going to really, really hurt our chances as he goes to set off. Well, anyway. Yeah, -2 even. He got a -5 draw today. He's going to lose a ton of time. Absolute ton of time. But no, gets through the top, and even after backing off a bit, he's still not going to quite make where he needs to be to get to the descent. Here's where the descent, as you make this right-hander in a moment, and he's just run out of energy. You got to have that pace entering, and that's one thing we've been having a hard time keeping, maintaining. Really kind of requires an 83 for a good chunk of the climb. And with that race day condition, I think Gonzalez is going to have to ride 83 for quite a while to have that little bit. Vermark's got it. He's going to have that little acceleration moment. I think you got to give a little acceleration right before you start that descent. It's going to give you a little more pace. You can see, I mean, he's doing 80 kilometers downhill. It doesn't have the energy now, but you cruise to the finish. It flattens out right at the bottom, but it's not worth it to save that energy for that last few hundred meters. It's only a couple seconds that you lose at that point. You need it through the climb, and it's been really hard to maintain that. Bonneau finishes at 2.5 minutes down. Best time so far, but it's been really hard for us. We're losing a lot of time to Jai Hindley and others. We just don't have time trialers, and we don't have strong climbers. You know, there's half a dozen riders in this field that have an 80 or better mountain rating, and then, you know, you throw in the difficulty bonus, and it's even better. Arrieta reaching the top, only a minute and a half down. That is the best time we have seen so far, and that's because he has a 78 mountain. But will he make it around that corner with a little bit of energy left? Getting the acceleration now as he begins the descent. And there you go. He is gone. He is into the finish stretch. 2:17 for Vermark. Gonzalez continuing to climb. This 83 pace means he's not been going as fast as he could. I think Arrieta is going to be better off. Gonzalez could have had a 79, 80 and climbed so much better. This is going to hurt. It's really going to hurt. Up to the 84 now. Push for that last little bit over the top. Arrieta still on his way towards the finish. And he will finish at minute 37. You can see how you really do not lose much time. Gonzalez makes it over the top with the energy. And fog really setting in. He makes it around that corner. So he made it on that part, and he was a minute 54 down. So, yeah, easily could have been 40 seconds better off, even with just a 0 race day condition. Can't believe he ended up with a -5 draw today. That hurts. And Helmos was 9th. He's already crossed the line. He's certainly between Arrieta and Gonzalez. So he's going to move ahead of us for sure. Gonzalez approaching the line about 2 minutes down. 2:12. 2:12 in the end. Oh, yeah. Okay. Well, that hurt. Keeping an eye. Van Gils. 2:11. Van Gils is 1 second ahead of Gonzalez with one stage to go. By the way, stage 8. Not a sprint stage. It's actually an even bigger mountain stage. Vingegaard was 2 seconds off. We're going to see these last 4 guys really, really go into the top of the standings. 6 seconds down for Vingegaard. Garcia, 238. He's well down. He was passed by Vingegaard, by the way. Kwiatkowski, not putting in a great time, but certainly not a bad time at 106. Pogacar, 23 seconds. And Vlasov. That should do it. That does it. So Vingegaard, big winner on the day with the top time of the contenders. May have himself in the race lead after that one. Pogacar up there as well. Gonzalez is still in the top 10. He has slipped one spot to 9th place and has gone 1 second behind Van Gils. Riccitello was the one who moved up, half a minute behind Riccitello. Garcia is 10th, just a few seconds back, and Toynes is very much in range. So you're looking at a top 11 that is close, but with a big mountain stage to come, it's still very much up in the air. Arrieta also dropping 1 place. Both of them still have a chance. And of course, our other big focus is Pinot. With a huge mountain stage and a couple all-cat climbs, there is more than 40 points on offer. I think it's 46 points on offer, meaning somebody who has 0 points right now could win the King of the Mountains still. That's how many points are out there. But we're going to have our hands full with Sosa. That is for sure. Final stage underway. You can see we have this massive opportunity of a lot of points out there. But no, starts right at the very back again. He's last row out there. So we've got a lot of ground for him to cover. So for now, I want to keep up some pressure on the front group so that we can get Pinot into it. But you better believe that Sosa, who's starting right from the front with the jersey, is going to be more than happy to answer and go with us. So that's going to be a big test. Decent race day condition bonuses for some of these guys. Coop, for one, is going to help keep that front group in check. Sosa's already up the road. Shoot. He attacked right from the start. I didn't see that. You know what? Actually, the good thing here is we could let that group stay away with a managing that gap using other riders and then protect Pinot and attack later on. So this is the tactic we're going to go for. I want to catch these first 4. We're going to use, and Pinot has already made it. Pinot has already made it to the front. We need to protect him now that he's here. So sit up. And we want to protect Pinot with Bogley. Okay, Coop's the only one working right now. We need to add Vashek to that. And we're going to have to push really hard. So we want to use Kevin Vermark to protect Gonzalez. And we want to, of course, protect Pinot. Minute 34 gap. 10K to go on this climb. And we cannot let Sosa get away. And we are already looking at a gap that is not coming down at the moment. And we do need it to come back a little bit more than it is currently. So we are going to have to up the effort to, say, an 80. Okay, we're also going to have to up their effort a little bit to hold position. Same for Pinot has to be near the front. Okay, now gap is still not coming back. They're holding us off. Starting to split the group up though. And another, and yet that front group has somehow pulled away. 7 guys working versus 2 guys working, and they're working hard. So we need more riders working. Arrieta, protect Pinot. Pinot's not going to have enough to chase them down if we can't pull them back. We're pulling back the back 4. Now they're dropping riders, finally. 3.5K to go. I think we need to sprint train this thing from here. All in for Pinot and Gonzalez, of course. Because what do we have left, right? Not much. We need to put Bonneau and Gonzalez on the back end. We need to lead out with Arrieta. We need to lead out with Vermark, who's on a +5 and still tired as hell. That's how hard we're working. And Bogley and Coop. And Vashek is going to go in second. 87. We are blowing up the field here in this first race. Eventually it's going to come back, but we have got to do something. We've got to do something. Vashek about to run out of energy. He will drop from his position. And Coop actually is as well. So on to Bogley. How are we doing on that? It's 2 minutes. It's 2 minutes. How? How in the world can we... They are that strong that we are going pretty much full gas here, and we can't catch them.
They really are moving. The pack can't get strung out too far, or it's going to start breaking up.
Remember, we were at the back, so we couldn't go early, and we are just doing what is possible. We are doing what we can. We are blowing up the Peloton. We've got 2 riders to maybe overtake. They're Sosa. Sosa's already gone over the top. He has already gone over the top. But here's the thing. We have blown this field up. We are not going to get the points on this first climb. First 5 riders get points. There's 5. Can we get him 4th over the top for 6 points? Losing 14. Maybe. Maybe. And then we strategize to get Bonneau into a break that Sosa is too tired now from the chasing. But, you know, where do you get the recovery? On the descent. Where do you get the recovery? It's on the descent. To blow up Sosa and leave him behind. Oh, man. 1-2 for Mark. Can we still catch these 2? That is already 5 riders, and they're over the top. We've not caught them. So at this point, we are now riding for the future. Sosa has now a huge, huge lead, but it's not over yet. Not over yet. Vashek was dropped. Peloton's down to 68.
Heading down the other side at a fair lick, they'll be able to get some strength back.
Coop, go auto. Vashek, go auto. You know, the only thing here is that Sosa's got nothing left. Bogley is here. Okay, Bogley, let's follow you. There's a front 4. Sosa's already been caught. I think we have to get into position here on this next. Let's do some math. Race scenario. We are 29 points behind now. There's 20 points here. Go over the first, you're back within 9. But 6 points here, 12 points there. We're not going to be around for this, right? That's your leaders of the race going solo. You get 6 points here and 20 here, and Sosa gets 0 points the rest of the way. We still lose by 3 points. Still lose by 3 points. Now, we've blown up the field. These guys are going to have no energy left. They are going to get very, very little recovery along the way here, and then you have this climb to overtake and leave Sosa behind, and then have Bonneau become the breakaway that is allowed to open up a gap and then climb solo and, you know, hope beyond hope. But for that, we have to catch and leave Sosa behind. So that's the plan. Catch and leave Sosa behind with Bonneau going solo in a break in a peloton that's going to eventually kind of set up and gather and recover, where Benoit goes on solo and hopefully has, you know, some sort of chance. Maybe I can give him a rider with him. But then we have to claim some amount of points here. So we need a big enough break to get at least 3 more points, which would be a top 4 across the top there. So he needs a sizable gap because the peloton decides it's going to sit up. So Bogley keeps pushing on where the others are going to continue to recover, and we are seeing that now. We've seen that. And now it's down to 44 in the peloton as we actually just split the field again. So Bogley, yes, his hill rating is good, so push on. The race is going to be decided here. Back up to 82 though, as they regain contact at the bottom. For Mark Gell. We've got to catch those guys. They cannot, if they cross the line before us, if they get any points at all, it's 100% done. If we get no points at all, it's 100% done. And this is all because he got to start right at the front and he attacked immediately. And we were at the very, very back. And we immediately tried to control the peloton, but it didn't matter. By the time we had anyone at the front, 3 kilometers after the start of the race, by the time I got my first rider to the front and keeping things... Okay, there's a good start. There's a good start. He's been dropped. 700 meters. 700 meters. He's going to go over second right now. He's going over right now. We're trying. It's too late. It's too late. 5th over the top. He gets 1 point. In fact, he's slipped down the order now. Kalmajan trying to attack as well to defend his position. Coop was dropped. Bogley was dropped. Peloton of 49. And now these guys are going to change their focus, their attention to the stage. So protect your leader. Better option. He sits 26th, but that's okay. That's okay. But no, can he catch them? I don't know. We've got to both recover and try to catch those guys, and I just don't see that happening. Risky descent here. He's not going to get the recovery he needs, but he has definitely closed that gap a bit and is still recovering anyway.
The pace seems much too high for many riders.
He's a minute and a half ahead of the peloton now.
The gap is widening.
But you can see how everybody else is fully recovered and he is not. Which means we are going to have to slow this down.
I can see a rider on the tarmac.
35 seconds. Oh, come on. It's his only chance. And then recover, but it's just not happening. No, it's not. No, it's not. And it's too late to try to recover now. Heart rate's coming down, but it's not going to allow for any recovery. And we're starting very tired. So, yeah, no, it's failed. It's failed miserably. So, but no. He's going to probably just drop off and drop back to the field, right? If I put him on auto. Let's not put him on auto. Let's just keep him on. Staying alive as long as he can. We don't want these guys at 99. We needed water. So distracted. This is why I don't like to ever be in 2 places at once. Because A, I hate to pause because it's not good for the flow of the video. I know you, many of you, some don't mind, but many of you would get bored real quick if we were paused often. If we stop on a very regular basis. it would get old fast. Mark's gonna have to get water here. We don't have a choice. So Gonzalez not getting protected, and for Mark having to waste the energy to get the water now instead of on the descent where it made a lot more sense. Gonzalez fading pretty fast. They're pushing hard. He's got a 78 mountain. We've already almost caught Pinot, but he's also almost got no energy left. But Sosa's got the jersey wrapped up. I mean, it's already too late on that part, so the attack was pointless. Catching them made no difference. All we did was blow up Pinot. Set him to auto. He's going to go straight out the back here. Arrieta on his own is going to be done. 46 riders. The only thing we accomplished is we completely blew up the field, making it harder on Gonzalez and others. Who's going to hang on, who's not. I think we are in a lot of trouble. Minute and a half gap for Carr. Great time to start a break if that was your thing. Gonzalez in 9th won't be allowed to go. Vermark maybe. Vermark's the kind of guy from 26 that could. Tempo's not been the same since we backed off being the ones trying to force the issue, going for that King of the Mountains and obviously failing. So that makes us 2nd in the classification. And here it goes. Oh, Sosa. How can he attack? How did he have anything left? Being in the breakaway like that. Man, oh man. Looks like Vlasov, Martinez, like they're going. 3.8k. If we don't go, it's not just the front 5, it's that top 10 going away. So for Mark, lead this thing out. Because we can't really go. That's 9 riders going. That's your top 10. It's your top 10 riding away from you. But if you got your front 5 and you follow group number 2, you're a little bit better off. And now it's 7. Bigatcher. Sosa doesn't matter. Martinez is going to get himself into the top 10. Potentially. Likely. Martinez coming back to the group. We can recover on the descent, but we've still got to be here, and we are not. We are not. Surrounded by guys with better mountain ratings. I mean, Hindley's in front of us, right? Stannard might only be a 72, but all of these guys have, you know, +3s and 4s to their mountain ratings. Now, we can regain contact, I think, over the descent with that group, potentially. But that's 24 riders, and that's a minute. Gonzalez, so slow over the climb. And he hasn't done anything crazy today. We've been conservative with him, but now he's the one who's going to have to go deep to try to regain contact with that group. I'm just not sure how that's going to happen. Vermark needs to bring these guys back in contention so they can pull. That's what it's got to be. That's where it's got to come from. So Gonzalez needs to come back to this group and let that group pull him back, led by Vermark. Now, can you attack and leave this group behind, maybe? And then just pull back for Gonzalez and not the others? Okay. Hey, we made contact. 5K to go. Bring it to the front. Oh, look who's off the front. Are you kidding me? Look who's off the front. 2 minutes ahead, all by his lonesome. Ivan Sosa. We picked a fight with God, apparently. And we have lost miserably. Okay, now we're in position. And we've got a little support for the final climb. Sosa with 19 points. If he hangs on and wins the stage. Okay, we've drifted to the back. Can't drift anymore, Gonzalez. But I've conserved your energy as long as I could as we are pushing on hard. 5K to go to the top of the climb. Oi, oi, oi. What I was trying to do there, I was trying to gel up, and that just took an extra K to happen. Fading, fading, fading. 2K to go to the top. We're not going to quite make it. If we had that gel sooner, gel kicks in after the energy's gone. You hang on, you know, another 500 meters, and that might have been enough. But there you are with Hindley and the back end of the group. But we are going to lose contact. 9 guys go clear. Can we hang on to the back 20? No. No. We can't even quite hang on to Hindley, especially with one doll. Sosa, 86 points, but Bono will be second in the final classification. And Gonzalez probably losing the top 10 as he heads for the finish line.
A really powerful sprint finish to claim a great victory. We're waiting for the tailenders who continue to arrive.
Gatcher takes the stage ahead of Lasov and Vingegaard. Gonzalez definitely lost time. He lost a couple minutes there. 31st, 32nd on the stage. Arrieta losing a bunch of time too. So, boy, oh boy, we've got a long ways to go yet, don't we? A long, long ways to go. We are going to need, obviously we're going to need, 80 kind of mountain ratings to keep up with others. Just not there. Not now. Not yet. Final standings, Gonzalez slips to 12th place. Future target, Garcia, he ends up in 8th. He's no time trialist, but he ends up in 8th. He didn't lose a ton of time on the time trials, but he can climb better. And that's the thing. We don't have any strong climbers yet. Gonzalez is a 77-76. We've got a ways to go yet. He's only 23. Feels a little like a slap in the face that, we come so close and yet we're so far. If Ivan Sosa was not committed to that KOM, probably would have won it. Beating Sosa was clearly out of our reach. I mean, we sacrificed 4 domestiques on that initial climb and ultimately sacrificed our chances for Gonzalez as a result too, because he's not as strong of a climber, and that first climb was so hard that when we got to the later climbs and didn't have support, Gonzalez just could not hang on to the group. If we had put all in for Gonzalez on the day and let Sosa ride off, there's a better chance that Gonzalez has something left at the end. A +5 for Mark could have been a lot more supportive if he was also supported well into that last climb. Then, combination, default, one guy after another peels off because he's done till you get whittled down to just Gonzalez. He guaranteed loses less time. Beats Stannard for sure, as we only needed 13 more seconds for that. A minute to beat Martinez and hang on to a top 10. The what if on that, Gonzalez would have lost less time. But would he still have been there at the end? Would he still have hung with that group? Well, that all depends on too many factors that we just don't know about. Oh, chasing Ivan Sosa for that KOM? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? I mean, we put 4 guys into chasing him down. We blow up not one, but two breakaway groups, absolutely dismantle them. And somehow Sosa has enough to then, on the next All's Cat climb, right away, all by his lonesome once again, and get a 2-minute advantage over the Peloton. Are you kidding me? I mean, he was full God mode on that stage. Just full on God mode. Did he have a +5? But that was insane what he was able to do and how he got those points. But no, poor guy, he tried. We tried. But man, oh man, did that not go well. Now, can you blame me for trying? Well, no, under the circumstances, I mean, that's what you do, right? You gotta try. And that's the whole point this season and the World Tour races. Let me wrap this one up for you, okay? So we can move on with our lives. But this season for me, the World Tour races are a test of how much work we still have yet to do. So I didn't want to just simply sit on and sit back. I wanted to go for it. I wanted to be aggressive. I wanted to see what are we capable of. Now, Benoit, he beat everybody else. He could not beat Ivan Sosa, but he beat everybody else. Sosa went full God mode on us and put the entire field to shame. So he was at his best, but we beat everybody else. And as for, that general classification, almost had a top 10. Now, top 10's not exactly a big achievement. Continental Pro rider, Garcia, much better than anybody I have. Well, he got the top 10. But the entire top 10 otherwise, it's all World Tour guys. Vlasov, Pogačar, Vingegaard, Kwiatkowski. I mean, we're talking big-time riders now. Helmos, 25, he's not exactly a known quantity. He is similar to Abner Gonzalez. So theoretically, we should have been able to do what he did. Was he, +3s, 4s, 5s every day? Could have been. Was he surrounded by a better support team because it's Movistar? Probably had some better support than what we had for Gonzalez. So there's a couple factors that, feed into that. And we were right there with him. But on the final stage, not to be. Now, is Helmos really equal to Gonzalez? Well, no, we're playing on extreme difficulty. So he's got an 81 mountain rating base. So his 77 really is not equal to Gonzalez. So we really are not equivalent, nor are we with Bardet or, Van Gils or Garcia or, any of them. We are facing an extra mountain to climb. Can we overcome it in the future? Absolutely. Did we overcome it here and now? Not yet. But we are making progress and we know where we're at. Test, well, it's not an F. We got 12th. We got second in the KOM. But did we necessarily pass the test? Not with flying colors. I suppose we passed, but, if anything, get a C rating, C-. We got work to do yet. That's going to do it for this episode. And that kind of wraps up the World Tour portion of our race. We have some national races. We do have a couple one-day World Tour things still on the calendar coming up later on, or multi-day things, but not big races, not a Tour de Suisse. I'm Decathlon Gamer. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Be safe out there. Bye for now.